Tashi.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're present in State of Ohio versus Richard Petrich, case number 25CR148. Defendant is in court, represented by John Fatika. We are here today for purposes of sentencing. The defendant previously pled guilty to count 1, possession of cocaine, a felony of the 5th degree, in violation of Revised Code Section 2925.11 with the attached forfeiture specification. The court referred the defendant for a pre-sentence report and drug and alcohol evaluation and scheduled sentencing for today. Those reports have been completed and the state's prepared to proceed with sentencing.
Good morning, Your Honor. I've had an opportunity to review the PSR and the drug and alcohol evaluation. I'd like to highlight the fact that Mr. Petrich has been at the Lake County Jail for 51 days. No institutional incidents have been reported during that time. He's a self-employed plumber. We acknowledge that he has a fairly lengthy history. 2 prior prison, the most recent in 1993. I don't believe he has any felonies since that 1993 conviction. We'd ask the court to consider community control sanctions here, conditioned on Mr. Petrich attending AA meetings, getting a home group and a sponsor.
I have a sponsor, no. So Petrich, what do you want to tell me?
First of all, I want to apologize for my appearance right now. I've been trying, sir. I don't hang around with nobody like I used to. I don't know what I want to tell you. I want to tell you that I want this all to go away, but it's not going to happen. But I would do whatever is required of me, sir. I really needed to go to work. It's cost me a lot of money right now, a couple $1,000 probably. But I would do whatever is required of me, sir. I apologize for my behavior. I leave the alcohol alone for a while. I do sometimes. I binge drink, but I can control it. I can. But I'm gonna just leave it alone for a little while, sir. I'm 55 years old. I don't know. I'm not a kid anymore. I apologize.
So what happened with this offense?
What happened?
Yep, back on January 27th.
Oh, I don't like saying it, but sometimes I use it for ED purpose too. Sometimes, I apologize for that.
No, I mean, what happened inside of Mark's?
I don't recall actually.
Why not?
Because I was probably drinking too much.
Because you were blind drunk, right?
I was not blind. I was in a blackout, I assume.
Okay.
I remember parts of it.
Where were you drinking that day?
On the street.
What do you mean on the street?
No, I wasn't. On a bus stop somewhere or something. I don't know.
It's
No, I
freaking
didn't go out.
January. What are you doing outside of the bus stop drinking?
Traveling. I don't drive.
Traveling where?
I don't know. Wherever the bus takes me, I guess. Yeah.
Well, where were you going then?
I was going to go home. I was coming to Lake County. Well, it's because the bus changes from the RTA to the Lake train right there at Shoregate.
I thought you lived in Euclid.
I do live in Euclid. Well,
Why were you taking the RCA to the Lake train in Willowwood?
Well, my buddy lives on, what's it, damn, I can't remember the street's name, right across from the park. Yeah, right, I'm going to visit some friends.
Which park?
You catch a 3.
Which park?
The Menor Park, where the pool's at right there, right past the cemetery.
That's Willoughby.
Yeah. I don't know it exactly, sir. I don't know.
I wasn't asking exactly. I'm just asking
Okay.
questions, and you're
Yes.
giving me, I don't know what kind
I'm
of
just
answers.
babbling.
Okay. You don't have an alcohol problem?
Not necessarily. I was real bad during the early '90s and stuff like that. But I've grown out of that. I've grown up somewhat. You know what I mean? It's a lot of danger out there right now. You know what I mean? But I go to meetings still now. I just haven't been. I've been trying to do it by myself and without the help of
You got like a shitload of disorderly intox,
with the help of the
drug
Lord.
abuses.
It's
Going back
ridiculous.
forever, and
It's
it's not changed. But you don't have a problem.
It's ridiculous.
Well, it seems to me you got all these things because you got a pretty bad drinking problem, don't you?
I have bad luck, you know, I guess.
What?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, I know.
look,
I-
on January 27, you created your own luck because you
I-
couldn't stop touching people.
Yes, sir.
I mean, so they had nothing to do with luck.
I know, yes, sir.
You got, what time of day was this? Do you remember?
After work,
Any idea how much you drank that day?
no. But I don't eat. No, it's not an excuse, but
Look,
I know, sir,
I mean, you told, what's her name back there? What's her name? Probation officer. Right there.
I don't know, we never formally
It
introduced
ain't
ourselves.
baby girl, right?
Huh?
It ain't baby girl. That ain't her name, is it?
No, we never formally introduced each other.
All right, well, you kept calling her baby girl, I'm just wondering.
One
You
time.
thought that was her name?
And I didn't even fully say it
Okay.
oh,
But you kept, I mean, you told her up and down you didn't have
I
a
didn't say
problem with
I don't have a
alcohol.
problem. Sir, I don't say I don't have a problem, but it's not like when I was a kid going through all this.
It looks like it, because it's never stopped. I mean, there's a disorderly conduct on January 13th, this happens on January 27th. I mean, this is constant, your whole life. What are you doing with the cocaine?
Well, I was using it for some extracurricular activities. It's not.
Like what, playing baseball or what? And what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
No, this is for the ladies, for the girls too.
How often were you using it?
I don't, because I barely get any.
Okay, but you told me you had it because you were gonna use it.
Yeah.
So my question is, how often do you use it?
Maybe a few times a year at that, I don't know.
Okay. You don't think I believe that, do you?
I don't think I believe it either.
All right,
Because
well, you
if-
shouldn't tell me it if you don't believe it, I mean.
What do you
We-
mean? I don't know
listen,
what you,
listen.
sir, I don't use it
You
like
clearly, you got caught with crack cocaine when you were blacked out drunk in January.
Yeah.
You've been drinking and drugging your whole life, okay? I think you told either the drug and alcohol evaluator or Ms. Henley that you hadn't used it like since '94, okay? Clearly, none of that's true.
I didn't say I didn't use it since '94.
When did you say that?
I said I haven't been in trouble since 1994, felony-wise. I mean,
All right.
misdemeanors is, yes, I mean,
No big deal?
no, it is a very big deal. It's cost me a lot of money, you know, and time too.
Then why do you keep doing it? If you can, you said you can stop drinking, you were gonna quit drinking for a
I
while.
have no excuse, sir.
I know, but if you could stop drinking, why don't you stop drinking?
I do.
When? When you're in jail? I mean, show me any extended period of time where you haven't gotten in trouble for drinking or drugs for the last 30 years or so. There isn't any.
Yeah, okay, well then you see all these cases, if you're saying that's true, okay, how many of them is there, 20? Okay, we'll say that, and then how many days of that, you wanna point out, oh, that's what they do, people, you could do 99, you got 100 things to do, but if you do 99 things right, one thing you do wrong, boy, they point that out, but the 99 things I do right, it doesn't count. You do one thing you do wrong, oh, what, just this is what's going on right now, so I will promise you, I will follow the guidelines, whatever you ask me to do. Go to meetings, you know what I mean, I can't win. You know what I mean, unless I try, you know.
That's right, you can't win unless you try.
Yes, sir.
Problem is you don't try.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. There's no objective proof that you've tried.
Okay. So I do try.
Where do you live?
That was my father and my brother.
Well, your father don't want you living there, so what are you gonna do?
What do you mean you don't want me living there?
I'm just telling you, he don't want you living there.
I don't really wanna live there either. But, you know, right now, I'm going through some changes, you know? But I had a trailer at the park, and they closed the park, they sold the whole land, and now I'm
Where?
at Euclid Beach.
Where's the trailer then?
They sold it.
They
the
sold your trailer?
Yeah, they tore the whole property down. My brother owned it, and he got the money. I didn't own it, I was renting.
Was that, when did you live on Huntmere?
Just recently. Because the lady that, she bought a house, she lived in a trailer park too. I moved with her. She passed away just within the last 6 months, and her daughter now lives there. And my belongings some of my belongings are still there.
Where'd you get the cocaine from?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, not
Just
really.
ended up in your pocket or what?
Yeah, no, it's somewhere in a bar. I don't know. I told you I was half in the bag. You know, I mean, or drunk, whatever you wanna call it.
Did you pay for it?
Yeah,
How much did you pay for it?
$30.
How do you know that?
Because I know when I have my money.
But you don't know what bar you were in?
No, I was at 185th, probably at some St. Joe's, right across the street from St. Joe's.
Is that where you usually got it?
Sir, no, I don't usually do it, sir.
Well, I mean, you said you got it 3 times. How did you know where to get it then?
Some of my buddies, they say, hey, I know where, but I don't mess with that stuff because they're selling stuff that'll kill you right now. And I don't do it, so I drink.
So how did you know it was in this cocaine?
Well, I didn't, sir. I don't.
Then why would you take it if you don't know what's in it if it's killing people? All right, I can't take it anymore. Ms. Alessi?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state is recommending prison in this case. The defendant has demonstrated historically that he is not amenable to community control sanctions, and certainly is not amenable in this case. He's been convicted of vandalism, theft, aggravated menacing, assault, drug abuse, contempt of court on 6 occasions,
30 years.
slew of misdemeanor convictions, disorderly conduct, resisting, attempted theft, criminal trespass, open container, DUI, even though he contends today that he doesn't have a drinking problem. He served 2 prior prison terms.
What'd you say to her?
Thanks.
Okay. Were you being sarcastic to her?
No, sir.
Okay.
No,
I think you were.
no, I wasn't.
All right, go ahead.
2 prior prison
Oh,
terms,
was it?
most recently being released in 1994, and he has 7 active misdemeanor warrants. Again, given his history, what's been said here today in court, his conduct here in court, I think he's demonstrated. He doesn't follow the law, he doesn't follow the orders of the court, and prison would be appropriate here. He has 51 days credit.
What were you thanking her for?
For helping me.
You don't seem like you want any help. You seem like you're bothered about having to do any of this stuff anyway.
No, sir. No, sir. I don't know. I thought I was okay. I am okay. I'm not.
You're not okay.
Sir, I am.
No, you're not. Go ahead, your turn. I mean, come on, look at your record. You can't stop drinking, and you can't stop doing drugs. And you're in Mark's blackout drunk touching people in the store. You're okay?
No, I guess not.
All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and the drug and alcohol evaluation. I've considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. I'm gonna place you on community control for 3 years.
Thank you, sir.
You're gonna serve 101 days in jail with credit for 51. No, I'm sorry, 111 with credit for 51. The last 30 days, you're gonna be in the jail treatment program. You're gonna complete that and follow all recommendations. After you complete that, you're gonna enter into either Lake House or Concord Pines, and you're gonna follow all those recommendations. You're to have no drugs or alcohol, and you'll be screened.
What?
Did you hear what I said?
No?
Please shut up.
I don't
Be
know.
completely quiet. I'll send you a copy of the entry, okay? It's time to be quiet now.
And just let my
Please,
light pull away.
please, shut up.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna attend at least 4 AA meetings a week and get a sponsor. Gonna get a valid driver's license. Gonna obtain and maintain full employment. No contact with Marks and Willowick. And you're gonna pay the costs and supervision fees. Anything else, Ms. Henley?
Your Honor, would you like the defendant to take care of his warrants?
Where are they from?
Shaker.
I apologize.
There's Cleveland Heights, Shaker Heights.
In East Cleveland.
And East Cleveland, yeah, they're,
All right, then another provision, you clear all your warrants. And do you understand all the terms, Mr. Petrich?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Any questions?
No, I don't have any.
All right, if you don't comply with the terms, the state will file a motion to terminate your community control. If they find you violated, then I'll terminate you and you'll spend 12 months in prison. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Anything else, Mr. Leshy?
Forfeiture of the cocaine, Your Honor.
Forfeited?
Thank you.
Mr. Fatika?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
That there wouldn't be any alternatives necessarily available to her. After reviewing her PSR, just a few things to highlight for the court, so there'd be additional information. She is 38 years old, Your Honor. She is divorced. She has 2 children, an 18-year-old and an 11-year-old. They're living with her 18-year-old father. Her 18-year-old is going to be graduating high school from Avon High School in New York. If at all possible, she did indicate to me that if there was any way, she would like to be present to attend that. Again, in light of our discussions, it seems that may not be likely, but again, there's that factor. She certainly has that motivation to look forward to stay clean. This is her first felony. She has never been to prison before. She doesn't seem like she has a juvenile record other than a self-reported complicity charge. Other than that, there's no other juvenile record, Your Honor. She does not have a valid driver's license. She owes license fees. I asked her, of course, what she does for a living and confirmed that per the pre-sentence report, she is self-employed as an in-home caregiver. Of course, my follow-up question was, how do you get to the homes of the people you're providing care for? She said she takes Uber. I then said, would it not be more beneficial to you to save your Uber money to go towards your fees for your driver's license so that you don't have to continue to rely on Uber to get to that job? She agreed with me. So one of her goals then would be to obtain her driver's license, to obtain her GED. She only completed the 9th grade at Euclid High School, so that is a goal that she'd like to accomplish as well, potentially getting her an opportunity for better employment. She indicated that the individual that she was with at the time she committed this offense was a person that she met at the jail. They exchanged numbers, went shopping together, became friends so that they could abuse substances. So she knows that she needs to make better friend choices. She does take responsibility in that she knows and recognizes she has her substance abuse, so her desire to attend NeoCap and or do another jail treatment program, she's willing to do those things, Your Honor, so that she can better herself and demonstrate to the court that she can leave the drug life behind. She was seemingly brought up in this sort of environment as evidenced by the death of several of her family members, Your Honor, including her father, who, as I understand, died of an overdose, her 2 sisters that she's lost. So she's also indicated in the pre-sentence report that she would like some grief counseling. She's never squarely dealt with the death of several of her family members, Your Honor. So she has a lot of things that she'd like to consider. So again, I asked her specifically what her goals were, other than just what the court might hear from many defendants, which is, well, I just want to change or be a better person. When I asked her how she wanted to do that, she did tell me that she did want to increase her education level, get her driver's license back, get a better job, be there for her children, stay away from the people that provide her the opportunity to continue to abuse substances, Your Honor. Furthermore, she is, and indicated to me, that she is in contact with Signature Health at Willoughby with an individual named Nicole Pavella. She wants to continue her involvement with Signature Health. She indicated in her pre-sentence report she wanted to do virtual substance abuse classes. I said, that's not gonna fly. That's another reason why you need to get your driver's license. And until then, if you're going to do treatment, you need to get there in person. So she's got a lot of things that she's hopeful to look forward to, Judge, and she understands that the court certainly has every right and intention of sending her to NeoCap, Your Honor. She would just like the court to consider availing itself of all the options available. Thank you.
What do you want?
What do you mean, what do I want? Like,
What do you want?
I would like,
You're sitting here now, I gotta do something, what do you want?
I would like to give the chance to get out and do meetings. I will go to in-person meetings. I will take the bus. I will bust my butt to get my GED, get my license, do meetings, get a sponsor. That's my first and foremost thing, Your Honor, is to get a sponsor to help me do the 12-step, because I've never fully completed the steps. Do IOP, take care of my kids, and further my education so I can get my own business and have an in-home healthcare business. You will not see me back here, Your Honor. I know you've heard that time and time again, but this is my first felony, and this is gonna be my only felony.
Not if you keep using drugs.
That's why I want to get the help. I need to get the tools.
What you think you need and what you need are worlds apart.
You're correct. You're right.
I mean, up until I walked in here, you wanted to go to prison for 12 months.
That's because I wasn't thinking I would just jump in the spur of the moment, just thinking,
Well, I mean, how can it be spur of the moment if you've been sitting over there for 77 days? What have you been doing for 77 days?
I've been going to AA meetings. I've been reading the Recovery Bible. I've been trying to connect spiritually. I've never really had been connected with God. I've been trying to connect and think everything through. Think about what I need to do, what I'm going to do.
All right, so if you've been doing that for 77 days, why did you come in here and say you wanted to go to prison for 12 months?
Because to be honest with you, I did not think that I was going to be getting NeoCamp.
Well,
I did not think that was going to be a possibility.
what did you think was going to be a possibility?
I thought it was going to be JCP, IOP, probation, and
Okay.
that's it.
Okay, so what's your problem with NeoCap?
From what I've heard, I mean, I don't.
Who have you heard it from?
Inmates and other people, which I shouldn't be listening to. No, I don't have a problem with NeoCamp. It was just I just didn't think that. I don't know. I don't have an answer, Your Honor.
What the problem is, in addition to your abuse of drugs over the last 15 years,
Right.
is your lack of ability to reason, to think through and reason, okay? And that's exactly one of the primary things NeoCap is designed to do. Christ almighty, you jumped out of a car that was moving at least 20 miles an hour. Now, you were either completely screwed up on drugs or have no valid thought process, one of those two things, probably both. So you need to rewire your brain. And virtual meetings are literally worthless,
That's why I was.
okay?
Okay.
If you think you can cure this thing by going to meetings and getting a sponsor, then your thinking ain't right.
And IOP.
Yeah, well,
And not
There's-
virtually, I said I'd go in person.
you know, the IOP is only as good as the work that the person puts into it, and then that's only half the battle.
And I'm willing to do all of it.
All right, well, I guess you're gonna be given an opportunity here to rewire your brain. And you're either gonna utilize the opportunity or you're not gonna utilize the opportunity, okay? This half-ass shit don't work,
Right.
okay? So, you decide, I mean, you're 38, right?
Yes, sir.
And your kids are how old?
11 and 18.
And the 11-year-old is in the custody of somebody who isn't even a parent of the 11-year-old,
I know you're at it.
okay? So how screwed up is that? So you can either continue to let it be screwed up or unscrew it up.
That's why I want the opportunity to get
Well,
out
you'll
so
get
I
the,
can do
you'll get
this.
the opportunity, but that's not the question, okay? The question is what you're gonna do with the opportunity. Because 95% of the people that run through that seat right there get the opportunity, okay? About 10% of those people who get the opportunity take advantage of the opportunity. So you can be part of the 90% or part of the 10%. But that's up to you.
I understand, Your Honor.
Seleshi?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state is reluctantly recommending community control sanctions. I say-
Why reluctantly?
Well, as of course, where the defendant has vacillated between prison
Right.
and neocap within the last 5 to 10 minutes that we've been here, and also reluctantly because she's had prior attempts at treatment and, appears to have wasted those opportunities.
A
because-
perfectly reasonable reasoning. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, like I said, reluctantly, it is apparent she needs treatment if there's any hope of her succeeding in the future. So we are recommending all the treatment tools available to her, JTP, NeoCap, AA meetings, any other terms this court deems appropriate. There are 77 days credit.
Okay, thank you.
Decision point, Your Honor, also for.
They don't have that for women.
What?
Yeah. Now, listen, when you sit here and you think about jail treatment and neocap and everything else, the first thing that goes through your mind is, that's gonna take me months and months and months, right? Isn't that part of what your reasoning is? Part of why you, when you came in here, you just wanted to go to prison and get it over with? Isn't it?
Kind of. I mean,
Kind of, because that's what all the dipshits over there say, okay? That's what you're gonna get.
Sorry for that, Your Honor.
Who is that?
That's a friend of mine.
Who is it?
Who is it?
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine,
I
James.
know, what's his name?
James Chekarelis.
Okay. Probably shouldn't hang around Chikarelis, okay? Because he seems to be in the group of dipshits, quite frankly, by the way he conducts himself in here, okay?
I'm sorry for that, Your Honor.
It's not your fault, okay? But it will be your fault if you keep hanging around him, okay? Because he appears to be an idiot,
That's who I'm. If I were you to give me a chance, that's who I'm leaving with. Is my mom.
okay? Your mom's very upset here today.
Very. She's all I am. I'm all she has. She's not doing good health-wise, and I'm all she has.
Then you ought to be more concerned about her than you are about getting high.
See, you're absolutely right, Your Honor. Me sitting in there has been so long. She needs me out there. My kids need me out. I want to prove to you. I know you've heard it time and time again.
Bob, go see if that idiot's still hanging around. I did, okay. All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and the psychological evaluation. Does that guy's name ring a bell to you by any chance?
Yeah, that's who she said she was going to be living with when she gets out.
Oh, that's on, in
That's
Euclid?
No.
Okay, that's who you've been living with, right?
No, I'm living with my mom.
No, I'm, in the PSR, you'd been living in
The
Euclid.
information she gave us, that's where she,
Right.
that was her residence.
Okay.
And then she told me that's where she was going back. So
Okay, all right. So I considered the pre-sentence report, the psychological evaluation, I've considered what you have told me, what counsel has told me. And I've considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. I'm gonna place you on community control for 3 years. you're gonna serve 122 days with credit for 77. The last 30 days, you're gonna go into the jail treatment program, you're gonna complete it, you're gonna follow the recommendations. Then you're gonna go to NeoCap, complete it and follow the recommendations. So those two first steps are very important, okay? Because that's gonna give you the information you need to know in order to change your habits of drug ingestion and change your habits of thinking, okay? After that, you're gonna go to a sober living facility for a minimum of 6 months. You're gonna get a mental health evaluation, which you'll probably be able to get at NeoCap, and follow those recommendations. Because you need to deal with all this stuff that's happened in your past. Because if you don't, learn to deal with it, and you'll be back where you are.
All that time, sir,
Right. Here we go, channeling the dipshits over here.
it's not channeling the dipshit, sir. That's
It's what?
that's more time than what I'd be getting for prison.
Here we go again. Here we were back to where we were 25 minutes ago.
But to be honest with you, sir, that's the truth.
What is it? Of course it's the truth.
Take me to prison.
Of course it's the
Send me to
truth.
prison.
You're to go to only one doctor, one dentist, and one pharmacy for
That's fine.
medication. You're to take your medication as prescribed,
That's fine.
and you're gonna get a
Yep.
valid driver's license, full employment. You're gonna go to at least 3 AA or NA meetings a week and get a sponsor and pay the cost and supervision fees. If you violate, then I'll send you to prison for 12 months.
Can you please send me to prison?
Anything else, Ms. Alessi?
Just the forfeiture of the items, Your Honor.
Forfeited?
Thank you.
Mr. Mulkey?
Not at all, Your Honor, thank you.